Thanks for the introduction. Hope you're doing well. I'm not sure, can you see me properly?
We hear you and we see the presentation fine.
All right. Thanks. Yeah. Let's move to marking question. There's been a lot of different topics. I mean, it's wildly interesting, these meetings. Now we are back to the laser area, the laser marking area. More specifically, we will talk about the fastest permanent marking solution in the market for serialization application. So you need to identify each of the products with a unique identifier. So that'll be my agenda. I'll start to briefly introduce so Qiova, then our technology, the product and solution that derive from it, and then we'll spend most of the time focusing on what kind of application we serve and see increasingly emerging in a pharma world. So Qiova, it's we're a French company located in the region of Lyon. So we laser solution manufacturer. So we are founded in 2011. Spent the first 10 years of the company, first half in the service, developing innovating application, developing innovating technology, and then the company pivoted in 2021, getting investors in, taking on this knowledge and packaging that into very high throughput microprocessing solution for the industry. And the bulk of our activities in marking, micromachining here, we'll talk about marking more specifically. So just recently, we're expanding nicely in a couple of target sectors, like the lux and the pharma is one of them. Like signed strategical partnerships with established industrials, and we just closed the Series A, so a couple more millions in the company to accelerate the industrial implementation of our Vulcan multi-beam laser solution. These are our key markets. So our mission is to, we've been pioneering since 10 years. So these multi-beam laser solutions for late stage personalization, essentially to do a lot of personalization work in this future concept of the industry, what you would like to do as much as possible later down the line. We're offering very high throughput solutions so that the industrial can still manage this, add this new function, specialization function directly in their existing lines. So we are three main markets here. One is surface treatment, where you find decoration application in lux, also texturation application like you can find in transport. But we're more focused here on the two other markets that are related to the individual traceability and the development of product traceability across industry and across sectors to deliver always more quality, more cost control, more operational efficiency. And these are the two sectors where we are very active and that are related to the application we'll see now. In pharma, this is a few examples and a few figures highlighting what we do in these different markets. You see on the left, that was surface treatment. That's an example of sustainable direct glass decoration that we are promoting strongly in the lux with our partner Nere and some really leading brands in the lux right now. You see in the middle center an example of serialization of pharma package. We'll get back to that directly in the glass. And also you see another example of a serialization of product. This is polymer electrical goods product where we can, this is a typical case where we can deliver 4 to 6x throughput increase compared to established solutions that are today. And this is thanks to our multi-beam approach that you can see here, a sketch that's very easy. In a typical laser machine, laser process, you use the laser beam like a pen on a sheet of paper. So it's sequential. And at some point, in terms of throughput, you might be limited by the speed at which you need to move that beam. So our alternative is pretty simple. Is, hey, why not using several beams at the same time? And this is not new. It's called parallelization. You have that all across the board in the industry. But what we're bringing you is that you can dynamically activate these beams or not. Actually, in fact, you are dynamically redistributing the energy from your lasers so that you're always processing your sample at the maximum speed with the maximum efficiency from a cost and economical cost standpoint. We realized this with some special component that are called special line modulators. That is now well established mature component, and we've been applying as a pioneer to the laser marking and micro machining world over the last 10 years. So we've been developing a lot of software, how to best produce, control the beam, as how to properly spec and define the reliable operation conditions. And this is what we have put in our different Vulcan product lines that you can see there. The Vulcan product lines that is available for in a module approach, like for machine builders, and also since the couple last years as a standalone marking solution directly for end users or integrators. You can see here a couple examples. I mean, we do some, of course, custom integration, but the trend is very mostly here now to industrials. We have industrialized this platform with some components that you can adapt to the customer specific needs. So that will be the Vulcan multi-beam laser solution. That's a complement, like a full package of application development, the multi-beam process that we master, and then the solution that can be delivered in different level of integrations, depending on your profile. These are the few examples of our customers and verticals. So you see, for instance, we see a lot of traction in the Lux right now, and the work we do with Nere, for instance. And also one of very strongly growing segment is the pharma that you can see here. We've been working since 2019 with most of the glass producers, also with very high, like top-level labs, to develop and establish these serialization solutions for their products that are coming in. So I'd like to zoom with you a little bit on three types of application. They're all related to the serialization. So the fact to add a unique code, mostly it's a data matrix code, unique identifier, serial number on the production, the ID, and the interest for the producer, for the industrials, to have a perfect control on its quality and on all these processes. So that can lead to very significant reduction, and specifically in terms of recall, which is very strong in the pharma, or we've seen as well in the electrical sector. This is really very, very strong in these sectors, and a very strong motivation for the industrials to develop and add these new functions. One of the first case is based on an evolution. That's an actual case. Now you have laboratories that have set up serialization of sub-product marking on this little rubber plunger that you can find. It's an elastomer plunger. This one is marked with our lasers. And it's made on the fly in a very high-speed production, where you have around 10 products that are produced per second, 10 new products and 10 single products per second. This is realized with the CO2 laser. This is not a very you have a lot. You have debris, and you are also limited in the content that you can really encode on the product, and this is due to the marking time. You have to picture these products like moving very fast on the fly, and you need to shoot in a little space to mark this data. So this is really, really challenging. The CO2 laser does that with some limitation. With top laboratory, we work on developing a new solution that will be based on what we call full stem marking. So this is an innovation from Qiova, where you can mark the whole code in one single pulse. That means in 10 nanoseconds. So you can do all the marking very easily, despite the object is moving very, very fast. And this is what you can see on the top right here. Data matrix 1414. So this is 5 times more information that is encoded in that code, and that really enables an individual traceability of the production that otherwise cannot be traced on a single basis with only the few data content of a data matrix 10 by 10 code. Other advantages is that you can reach 10, 20 units per second, and that it's coming with no debris, which will prevent costly unplanned line stoppage. So that's the first illustration on multi-purpose pharmaceutical containers and the marking of the rubber plunger. We've been also quite working a lot on developing serialization solution directly on syringes, so that are single-use syringes here, with one example here being the marking of the end cap that is called RNS in that sector. On the end cap of the syringe, this is a propylene tab, and so we've been developing, as you can see, a very nice marking solution here, where you can mark in less than 30 milliseconds. In that marking situation here, you have a batch, like you have hundreds of syringes that are being brought together, and you have a few seconds available to individually track them all. So this is what we can do here. We've developed a process that has a depth of focus of several millimeters, which is very much the integration on the existing line, and that's really the benefit of our technologies. And as you can see here, we had to use a femtosecond laser. This was to maintain the same level of quality and readability on the codes, depending on different batch suppliers. This is, of course, very important for the industrials, that you keep exactly the same process despite different supply. And that's, from that point of view, a very good advantage of short pulse laser. Even though they're really more expensive, they do provide this homogeneity and the result that is very high value for this type of industries. And the last example, as far as I'm concerned, which is really the same application on syringe, single-use syringe hour, where in that case we're able to deliver that marking, 20 unique markings per second, directly on the glass containers. And this is also totally new, because over the last 10 years, it was never been possible to cold mark glass like this without creating micro cracking, at least at the level of quality that the pharmaceutical sectors requires. And this is something we've succeeded in realizing with the Multibeam approach, and mostly because, you see, we will be marking very gently on the surface instead of scribing in and on like this. So it's why you do not prepare the material for the next pulse. And so in that case, that was playing out not very well. And with the Multibeam marking approach, we're able to do this very small 1 millimeter mark with a controlled contrast, so that you have a very stable vision, but not messing up the inspection. And you can ensure that cold marking without the micro cracking, so fit to pharmaceutical requirements. So that means it's possible to add directly on an existing line marking solution, where you would mark permanently on the glass container. And so this is really an innovation, and we hope a step forward in implementing serialization for the pharmaceutical industry. So Antonio, that's pretty much for me. I'm not sure how long was the presentation so far, but this is our my conclusion slide around what what we can do for you, what you can do for us, EPIC. So thanks first for listening. What we can do for you, you've seen that. We're a laser application expert, and we've been developing this new solution with an idea to improve the manufacturing, or at least contribute to improving manufacturing and using inline mass customization of your product. And this is really what we can do for you. So we are very happy that you let us know about your high volume industrial marking project, and especially those where the technical solution is still being debated, where you're looking for an alternative to what you know. And of course, we are very welcome that you can talk about Qiova and our solution, and of course, preferably in a good way, which I'm sure you will. And I take this opportunity to let's say to invite you to meet Inspire Europe. That's where we are this week in Strasbourg, or I'll be meeting you at the EPIC general meeting again next week. Thank you.